Okay, guys. Well, thanks for signing up for Listing Booster. This can change your career, or it can do absolutely nothing for your career. I just looked at somebody yesterday. We go through our reports, and you just kind of look and see what people are doing. We found a guy who was in there who has got no real estate agents, no listings, no leads, no text, no web, no nothing, and he's had his account since 2014. Still has it. He's still paying for it. He's not going to. We're going to call him up, and we're going to cancel him out or tell him he's got to get into something, do something. 2014, not one lead. How much money has he spent? It's a lot of money, isn't it? I mean, 2, 4, 6, 8, $1,000, $2,000, $4,000, 14, 15, 6 grand, 7, 8 grand on this product. He's never used it. I mean, it's hard to see all these things in reports. I wish I would have caught it earlier, but I just saw this. I'm like, my God. And then you see people who are very close to that, who have like 1 or 2 leads, and just really, really subpar accounts. You're going, this isn't what I signed up for. On the flip side of that, I have a report that I'm looking at here. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is part of that same report, okay? And on here I got Greg Peckman. He's been in this for 11 months. I know him personally. 50,300 leads. That's less than a year. It's over 1,000 leads a month. April Gleason, 11,975 leads. Scott Shoework, 10,783 leads. And I can go down this list, and there's just a ton of them. My point is, what I'm trying to illustrate is that it's not uncommon for your average Listing Booster loan officer to generate north of 1,000 leads a month, or just say 100 a week. Okay, I mean, what a huge number, 100 a week. What we're working on right now is we're working on conversion. So our biggest bottleneck, our biggest funnel at this point that is problematic to us is how do we convert more of these leads that we're getting in, and we're starting to find a ton of success with it. Okay. Because with Listing Booster, here's what's fundamentally different. When somebody is looking at one of your properties, okay, you know that they have some interest in that house. Here's the reason why. We put lead capture in front of all of our single property websites, okay? So when you post your property or post it to a community group or post it to Twitter, whatever you do, there's a lot of stuff, and we're going to get into that. But when you post it there, somebody says, okay, I want to see this house. They click on the house. Then the house goes dark gray, and you get a big thing. In order to continue on, please sign in with Facebook or give us your email. Now, of course, they can give us a shit email if they chose to, but most people just sign in with Facebook, and it pulls that information from Facebook. But now everybody knows when you're signing in through Facebook, what we're really doing is we're gathering your information. So somebody who's doing that is saying, yes, I'm willing to give my information in order to see the content on the other end of this lead capture. So it filters out the weakest of the weak of the leads. That's one of the benefits, okay? So the biggest problem we're having right now is we get a lot of people who are opting in, and the funnels become difficult. But if you have somebody who's at least interested in buying a house, that's a conversation that you as a loan officer or real estate agent want to have. You want to get in the middle of conversations about real estate. That's what we do, okay? So there's 2 fundamentally different parts with Listing Booster, okay? This is it, guys. It's really simple. You can be the great producer or the crap producer. If you follow what we're talking about here, you can be one of these great ones. And I'm going to explain to you how it'll change your career. Okay. You have to get the real estate agents into the system. That's point 1. Then you have to work the system. That's point 2. That's it. Get the agents, because the agents have the listings. And then with those listings, we do a bunch of really fun, creative stuff with it. And that fun, creative stuff generates a whole bunch of leads. It cements relationships with your real estate agents. It gets them closing more business, and it makes you more successful in the process. The beauty of marketing with real estate agents is that it is impossible for your business to get better unless your real estate agents get better or you get more. Okay, that's pretty much what it boils down to. So you as a loan officer have a vested interest in making your real estate agents more successful. Okay. Now, when you go to somebody with that mindset, okay, there's 2 mindsets you can do. One mindset is, hey, I'm Brian Stevens, please give me a deal. You feel like you're begging. Why should I give you a deal, Brian Stevens? I don't know. That's why I feel like I'm begging. That's why I hate even having this conversation in the first place. Maybe you like me more than the next person. Because it sure as shit isn't like what we're offering, because every lender in the country is basically offering the same product and promising the same things. Okay? So the mindset is not that a handout, we're looking for a handout here. The mindset we have to have as loan officers is you're going to want to work with me. Okay, I don't know if I want to work with you, but you're definitely going to want to work with me because I am committed to making my real estate agents more successful, and I got a plan. Okay, that's the difference. We are not going to these agents looking for a handout. We are going to these agents with a value proposition that's going to make them more successful. So our mindset has to be different. So when you're talking with these real estate agents, you can go at them two different ways. You can go at them kind of like, shit, I don't know. Ooh, I hate these conversations. Hey, do you want to work with me? Do you want to do this thing with me? And you're going to fail. And we get people who come in and say, nobody wants to use this thing. Well, nobody wants to use this thing because you're not communicating with them in the way that they need to be communicated with. Because I have loan officers who get hundreds of real estate agents using the exact same product. The only variable is the person who's selling the product. That's all it is. And the ones who succeed are the ones who are going, aha, wow, this is really great for real estate agents. I don't know if I want to do this with every real estate agent. I only want to do this with the ones I like. So Greg Peckman, that guy that I just showed you here, I know one of the things he does. He weeds his real estate agents out on a monthly basis. Every month, he goes into his system and he says, who's the weak link in this chain? And he dumps them. Because if you're not going to get on board with what my other agents are doing and our drive up the hill to success, if you're not going to be a part of that, then you're not going to be a part of this. And he really will only work with real estate agents who are totally dedicated to their success. Then what he does is he sits down with his agents and he empowers them with a product, shows them how to use it, shows them what the strategies are, has testimonials of other agents standing up and going, oh yeah, this stuff really works. And if they're not on board with that, he kicks them out. So he's got agents, he's created scarcity, hasn't he? So he's got agents over there going, what's that Greg Peckman and those agents doing? I want to be a part of that. Well, you just can't be a part of what he's doing. At this point, he's been working it so long, these agents have to go to him and say, wait, hold on a second here, Greg. You need to let me in because I'm dedicated. I'm ready for this. So we can do one of the two, okay? So what I want is for you guys to be the first group, the Peckmans of the world, okay, the Chad Prias of the world, these guys who kick ass with the product. Here's what we do. You get agents, you work the system. Last analogy, I'll move on. And I've said this a million times. When we look at technology, people in real estate and lending think technology is the end all. It's not. Technology is a tool that is going to help you, but don't forget, this is still all about you. Technology is okay, but without you being, fabulous, then this isn't going to work. My example is this. If you want a swimming pool in your backyard and you got to dig that hole yourself and you got a shovel, you could dig that swimming pool. You can do it with a shovel. Now, it's going to take a long time. You're going to have a lot of blisters. It's going to be horrible. You're going to be miserable in the process, but you could theoretically dig out a hole big enough for a swimming pool with a shovel. Now, if you had a backhoe, with the big arms, the tractors with the big arms, you could dig that hole out too. You could dig it out a lot faster, probably a lot cleaner, and where you're not going to get all the blisters, okay? So you can dig that hole with a shovel or a backhoe, but it still requires you to dig the freaking hole, okay? So now it's the same thing here, okay? You're going to want to get those clients. You've got your technology in place versus, the door knocking approach, but nevertheless, if you want those clients, it still requires you. Okay, so let's talk about the first thing. All right, now there's 3 types of agents that you're going to want to go after, and you're going to want to do it in this order, and this is exactly what you're going to want to do, and do not deviate. I am recording this. You're going to get a copy of it, so write it down if you choose to. But here's what we do. The first group of agents you're going to speak with are going to be the agents who call you their preferred lender. You're going to get the sister's loan. You're getting mom and dad's loan. You guys are, you go to each other's kids' events. You've gone to concerts together. These are your friends, okay? You are their preferred agent. You're going to start with them. The first reason is because they'll all say yes. If they say no, then you are not their preferred agent, okay? Their preferred loan officer. They will all say yes. Your script is going to go something like this. Hey, Sally, how you doing? This is Brian Stevens over here at ABC Mortgage. hey, listen, I got this new product out there, and what it does is it allows you to get more leads and more listings off your current listings. I'd like to run it by you to see if it works for you. Listen, there's no strings attached to this thing. We'll try it for a few months. If you like it, great. If you want to dump it, dump it. What do you say? Can I come by and show it to you? And your agents are going to say, you betcha. Actually, with your agents, you're going to say, hey, I want to sign you up for this thing. Are you cool with it? I'll show it to you the next time I see you. Absolutely. Okay. Now, when they say yes, you're going to go into your Listing Booster account. And in your Listing Booster account, you're going to go into your agents right here from your dashboard, and you're going to auto-add a new agent. And then you're going to say, hey, what's your MLS number? And you're going to put their last name in there, search the agent. Once you find it, it's going to blast off an email to them. They hit OK. Now you're good to go. Then you want to sit down. You want to show them the product. Okay? By the way, I want to back up. Before we even have these conversations, what I want you to do is I want you to go to your dashboard, and I want you to click on every one of these buttons. And I want you to see what's behind the door. Okay, so say, for instance, right here we got our marketing tools. Go look at all the marketing tools. Spend a couple hours, spend an hour and a half. Just go through and check everything out. Make sure you get your profile set up. See what it looks like to have a real estate agent's profile. This way you have the confidence to have these conversations with your agents. Okay, so you're going to sign your agent up. You're going to say, okay, you should have an email right now. If you don't see it, check your junk, check your spam, and then go ahead and click OK. Good. Now the next time you see them, you're going to sit down and you're going to show them the process. Now, you're going to do this with the agents who call you their preferred lender. You might get one agent or two agents who says, well, okay, yeah, sure, Brian, but what does this do? Well, what we're going to do is what a lot of other people do, which is we're going to create single property websites. They're going to be auto-generated based on the properties that you're uploading and the pictures that you're uploading to your MLS. It's going to create virtual tours for you. It's going to create a short code for mobile technology so we can use that on sign writers so we can actually put it in pictures. Okay? And it also has a smart television component. Now, even though you probably have single property websites, we have different strategies behind this. We have lead capture on everything that we do, meaning consumers cannot look at your listings until they give us their information. That gives us a higher conversion ratio, which means we're actually talking with more people. It's a really slick system. It's going to cost you about $1 a month, and that's just to stay compliant. Okay, that was just recorded, okay? You don't have to have that written down. On this thing? Okay.
New to listing district?
Huh?
New to listing district?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got something.
Okay, good. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap up here in 10 minutes, and Frank's going to come in. Okay, so these are your agents, okay? Your agents that know you and call you preferred. The second group of agents I want you to go speak with are going to be the agents who you are familiar with, and they're familiar with you. That means maybe you worked together in the past, and you guys just went your separate ways. Nothing bad happened. Let's say that you had an agent on the other side of a few transactions, and they really went great, but you know that other agent's working with somebody else. We're going after them. Or that agent who you see in the grocery store and you're like, hey, Bob, how you doing? You know, that type of thing. But you don't necessarily work with each other. You're going to go sit down, you're going to call every single one of them. The reason we're going to call them second is you're going to have a very high conversion rate, okay? So you'll probably get 50%. You could get even higher. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to them and say, hey, Bob, how you doing? Brian Stevens over here. Hey, listen, I know we've worked on a few transactions together, and I was thinking of you when I saw this product. I got this great product that's going to allow you to capture more leads and listings off the listings that you currently have. It only costs $1 a month. That's to stay compliant. And there's no strings attached. If you like it, stick with it. If you don't, yeah, you know, no harm, no foul. We'll drop it next month. What do you say I send you an invite over and I can show it to you? All right. Notice that just took 2 minutes. Bob doesn't want his time wasted. Okay, so Bob's either going to say yes, in which case you say, great, Bob, I'm sending you an email right now. What's your MLS number? What's your last name? Check your emails. Okay, I need you to accept that. Now, when can I see you? Okay, you got him. Yes is what we're looking for. Now, if Bob says no, here's what you're going to say. You're going to, if he says no or no, I'm just not interested, well, you're going to say, oh, okay, that's totally cool. I'm just kind of curious why. This is only going to create more opportunities for you to be more successful. And by the way, that's a legitimate and reasonable question. The only thing that you can't get past is when they say, I don't want to get into this right now. I've got to go. That person is saying, I don't want to hear your message. I don't give a shit about you. I'm going to be too closed-minded to hear anything that comes out of your mouth anyways. And which time you say, all right, hey, listen, have a great day. Okay? Now, if they respond to your why, which most people will, just out of curiosity, why not? What can they say? All right, let's think about this. They could say, geez, Brian, no, I'm not going to do it because, see, I'm already working with, Susan over there. And, boy, I don't, this would be really awkward if I'm working with you and Susan because, she's like my best friend. And then you're going to say, oh, Susan. Oh, I know Susan. She's great. We love Susan. Oh, my God. No. Yeah, I would never want to get in the middle of the relationship with you and Susan. In fact, I want you to keep sending everything you have to Susan. She's awesome. The only thing I'm saying is, if through my efforts we generate some stuff, we just work this together. This is stuff that I'm generating over here on my side. Are you cool with that? And most people are going to say yes. Well, because if your friend Susan is pissed off that you're trying to be more successful because somebody else is doing something that you're not, well, that's Susan's fault. And feel free to even say that. Say, hey, listen, if this is just doing things Susan's not doing, I mean, she wouldn't get mad at you for trying to be more successful, would you? That type of thing. So you're going to get a lot of yeses there. You're going to hear people say, well, my company already does this. Okay, your company already does this. What, has single property websites? Well, we do it a little differently. We do have redundancy in virtual tours. Maybe they're doing mobile. Maybe ours is better. Maybe theirs is better. I know you don't have a smart television solution. And yeah, you can actually market and communicate with consumers directly through your TV, and it'll help you get more listings. I know you don't have that because I'm the only one in the country who has it. But truth be told, because the internet is so expansive, having more tickets just means your number is going to get punched more frequently. Don't you want your number punched more frequently? Don't you want more deals? More poles in the water mean you catch more fish. Just consider this more fish. When you have like a single property website, it's not like these agents sometimes are so stupid. When I already have a single property website, it's like, oh, check that one off the box of marketing. Where's thinking outside of the box there? Okay, you got one single property website. How about this? Let's have 2 single property websites with different tags on them. Different people are going to reach these things, okay? And I like ours better because we have lead capture on it. And ours also has, a different format that somebody might like better, okay? So the point is more marketing pieces means a higher probability of conversion. It's not like Pepsi Cola says, oh, we put out that one commercial, we're good. It's not like McDonald's said, oh, we got the one commercial, I'm loving it, we're good. No, you saturate the market. So we're just more opportunity, more saturation. So the agents need to understand that. And oh, by the way, on top of that, we have a smart television solution. Okay? They might, let's see, what else could they say? They could say, God, I don't know. Can somebody think of something? I'm already working with somebody else. We already have all of that stuff. Gosh, I don't know. Think of something. But there's nothing that we cannot overcome because the only thing that we're trying to do is make these real estate agents more successful. Okay, so the third group of real estate agents we're going to speak with are those that do not know you and those that you do not know. Now, I told you going into this thing that Listing Booster has an opportunity, and this activity in and of itself has an opportunity to change your career permanently, all right? Now, the reason I say that is when I first got into loans way back in the day, the first thing I did is I wasn't working with anybody, so I did what anybody would do. I grabbed my crappy little flyers and I just ran into real estate offices and just tried to have conversations. Didn't know what I was doing, didn't know what I was going to answer, but just that was the only thing I could do at the time. I didn't have any other skill sets. I was too stupid to outthink myself out of a great idea. You know how we can often do. We're so smart now. We will think ourselves through doing something that's going to benefit our business. So one of the first people I ran into, like 2 days into doing loans, was this kind of older lady. Her name was Pat Fisk. She worked at Coldwell Banker. Pat Fisk was a decent producer. She was never a top producer, but she wasn't at the bottom. Been in the industry for a long time. And I think she liked the attention. Because for other lenders who were more established, they would just hand off a flyer and wouldn't really talk with her. But I was talking to Pat because I was so excited to have a real estate agent to talk to. I think that's how the whole thing began. Anyways, fast forward 16 years, I worked with Pat my entire career. And Pat was good for a deal a month. She was always good for a deal a month. She closed 1 or 2 deals a month, enough to get by, you know, and doing her thing. Did all of her kids' loans, did her cousins' loans, did everybody's loans, did her past clients' loans. A deal a month consistently. Now, you do that for 16 years, Pat Fisk was worth $1 million to me. Maybe not 1 million, but I'll bet you $500,000 in over 16 years. I mean, she was worth a fortune. You make shit. What do you make? We're back then on FHA. We were making about $5,000 a deal, $10,000 a month, $120,000 a year. She was worth $1 million to me. Now, what if I didn't go in there that day? What if I just decided that I was going to do business as usual, as we do in this business so often, because we create our own glass ceilings, and this is as successful as we're ever going to be, and we're content with it? But what if we didn't have that mindset? What if every day we showed up and our mindset was that new guy, that new gal who had to go out there and earn their keep and prove themselves each and every day? What would your business look like today? So if I didn't go out there, I would have lost out on a relationship that lasted for 16 years and made me, oh, and by the way, I also started doing loans for other real estate agents as a result of my relationship with her. So it'd be really interesting to back that thing out and figure out how much that one relationship was worth. So anyways, my point is we're going to put you in the same position. Now, I need somebody to chime in here. I want you to say the name and state of the biggest city around you that's in part of your business area. So it doesn't need to be like Chicago or San Francisco or New York, but somebody in the comments, give me a city. I don't care what it is. So somebody, now I know we've got Dan and Ron and Lauren and Heather are willing to participate down here. Okay, so we have Grapevine, Texas. Thank you, Ron. Now we're going to go into, there it is, Grapevine, Texas. And the reason I asked for this is that I want to illustrate that you can use any city in any country, and you can also do this with Realtor.com, and you can do this with Zillow as well. All right, here's Grapevine. Okay, I have got 365 homes available. That means I can click on any of these homes, doesn't matter which one, and what is it going to do? It's going to pull up 1, 2, 3, 4 agents who are spending an ungodly amount of money to have their face on somebody else's listing. Okay? I mean, because this is part of Zillow, you have to be a premier agent. You're not a premier agent at this point for under $1,000 a month. I mean, I know agents who are paying $4, $5, $6, $7 a month to have their mugs on somebody else's property. So we know they're willing to spend money, which is a good thing, and we generally know that they have listings. So here's our listing agent, okay? Her name is it Bridget or Brigitte? What do you think she got? I bet she goes Bridget. She's in Texas. If she was up here in San Francisco, she'd probably go by Brigitte. All right, so let's check out Bridget. Oh. All right, well, I'm going to do this. So I was hoping that they would give me more information on Bridget, but they're not going to, so I'm going to copy her name. Oh, I got her name. Okay, I'm going to go to Facebook. Why is Facebook? Yeah. Brigitte, what was her last name? Robertson. There we go. Okay. Well, she's kind of the artsy one now, isn't she? McKinney, Texas. But we got the right one here. Okay. I already have her phone number, by the way. I don't know if you noticed this. But over here, she's a listing agent. Here's her phone number. And all these people, I have their numbers. Okay? Let's see what I can find out about her real quickly. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 friends. Now, of these 6 friends, okay, I got 6 mutual friends, which makes sense. When you're dealing with real estate agents and you're in Facebook and they're in Facebook, you're going to have mutual friends, which, by the way, is called common ground. Okay? She's got a dog. Let's see what else she's posting. All right. She's into dogs. Oh, she's way into dogs. Is that a dog show? Okay, she's got a kid who does gymnastics. Um, fundraisers, okay. Art shows, so arts, dogs, kids, and gymnastics. If we go here, by the way, I'm just going to add her as a friend right now. Why not? All right. Okay, so we're going to go here. She's married. She works at Coldwell Banker, Apex Realtors. We got her phone number. Graduated in 1996, so she's in her 50s. Pictures, do they give anything away? Not a whole bunch. Let's see down here. Okay, check-ins. American Airlines, Grand Hotel, British Lion Pub. Maybe she's got, okay, she's got fitness, sports fan, and music. She's into Little Old Rock. We got Sammy Hagar here, Carrie Underwood. So she's into comfortable pop music. All right. So we know a little bit more about her. Sometimes you can find some things that are very, very revealing. But you might even want to put a friend request out to her. And when she accepts your friend request, which she probably will because you're going to have mutual friends, you might want to say, hey, appreciate you accepting me as your friend. I know I can see that you're friends with so-and-so and so-and-so. Nice to meet you. I'm a local lender. Okay? I'm a lender with, ABC Mortgage, here in McKinney, Texas. And so you can just put something out. And what you find out is, like, when you send emails to people, when you call people, they never pick up. When you send emails, you might get a return. But when you, like, instant message somebody, it's like people are almost, like, flattered to get instant messages, and they feel almost compelled to respond to you. But what that's doing is creating a dialogue, okay? And then what you could do is you could either go through the Facebook route and say, hey, by the way, I got this cool system. I'm working with some of my real estate agents where they're getting more leads off their listings. Would you mind if I showed it to you? You can take that route, okay? So we're building up a little bit of a rapport with her. The rapport is great because what happens is the more somebody gets to know, like, and trust you, the higher your conversion ratio is going to go. And I will tell you this emphatically, guys, that your conversion ratio can go from just a, you want to work with me, and not thinking about shit where you're going to get a 10 to 15% conversion ratio. But if you can create that common ground where they're actually talking to somebody who feels familiar to them, you could go from 10 to 15% to 85 to 90%. I mean, the swings are enormous. So the question you might ask yourself, is it in your best interest to social stalk people? Yeah, it kind of is, because you would be amazed at some of the shit that you could find out. We can not only go here, but now we could go to her site. She's probably got LinkedIn. She's going to have all these summaries about me, and you can find out an enormous amount of information about people. Is it creepy? It might be a little bit, but if you want to be good, if you want to be great at what you're doing, this is a good start, okay? Or the second thing that you can do is we can just go right over here, and here's what I'd recommend. And guys, I'm telling you right now, time block, time block, time block. Don't ever get around to doing this. Time block it, okay? Don't get around to it. Time block it. Put it on a calendar. Say from 2 to 3 for the next 5 days, for the next 2 weeks, for the next 3 weeks, for 1 hour. I'm going to shut my door. I'm going to focus. I'm going to time block, and I'm going to do exactly what Brian said. If you get around to it, you will never get around to it, and that's why 80% of the people suck. Okay? Don't suck. Be one of the extraordinary ones. Time block. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call Bridget up. I'm going to say, hey, Bridget, Brian Stevens over here with ABC Mortgage. I'm in Tyler, Texas, right around the corner from you, or Grapevine, Texas, right around the corner from you. Anyways, I noticed that you got a listing on Trulia, and I noticed that you're participating with Trulia as well, and it costs quite a bit. It costs a lot of money, from what I understand. Anyways, I have this great product that's going to allow you to get more leads off the listings and more listing opportunities off the listings that you have. I've been finding enormous success with this with a bunch of my other real estate agents, and I just wanted to see if I could just run it by you one of these days to see if it might help you out. You're going to deal with the same type of reactions. No, I already got a lender. No, or no, I'm too busy. Yeah, that's another one you can get. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just a listing agent. Okay, well, a great feature on this is you can actually CC a buyer's agent, somebody in your office, so they can work the leads that we're going to generate. You don't even have to deal with this, and then you would just go get your referral fee for being in this place. So this will just make you more money. Do you got a buyer's agent in mind that we might be able to do this with? Oh, yeah, great. And then you have the buyer's agent. Now you're talking with the buyer's agent, okay? And by the way, if somebody has a buyer's agent, that means they have a shit ton of listings, and listings are what this whole thing's all about, okay? So again, There's ways to deal with any type of pushback that you're going to get. So if Lisa says, or if Brigitte says yes, then we're going to say, okay, what's your MLS number? What's your MLS number? I got your last name here. You're going to get an email. All you got to do is hit okay, and I'll just run by and we'll show this to you. Now, the cool part is 90% of the time, once they click yes, okay, when you send the email and they confirm that they're working with you, it's going to auto-populate all of their listings in Listing Booster. So when you actually sit down to show them how the product works, you've already got all this. Everything's done. All right, here's your single property websites. Here's all your shortcodes for your text. Here's your virtual tours over here. Here's your Facebook links. Here's your profile here. Here's all your information. Oh, by the way, if you really want to wow them, go get yourself a little Keyboom stick and pop that in the side of any TV that's got broadband in that room, and you can actually pull up their listings and show them their listings on TV in their office. It's a really cool thing, okay? So it's already going to have that in place. So it gives you a chance to go sit down with Bridget and work with her. Again, she's a listing agent here. There's a good chance she's got more listings. Let's see if I have it down here. Okay, here's all the information I got on Bridget. Check it out. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to Mark. I'm going to go to Amy, and then I'm going to go to Michael. I'm going to do the same type of thing. I can call him up. Hey, Michael, Brian Stevens over here at ABC Mortgage. I noticed that you're a premier agent on Trulia and Zillow. It costs a lot of money. I got this cool system right now. It allows you to get more leads off your listings and more listing opportunities. I'm having great success with my agents right now. I'd just love to come by and show it to you. Yes? Great. What's your MLS number? No? Why not? Always ask the why not. Okay, it's a little more pushy, it is, but all you remember your mindset here, guys. We're not asking for a handout. Basically, what you're saying is, Michael, why in the hell would you not want to be more successful? Okay, I get it. Why not? Well, part of it could be I just don't believe you, or I get hit up so many times from so many people that it's just not worth my time. But I will tell you this. Loan officers, by and large, are not effective at hitting up real estate agents on a regular basis. You as a loan officer, you're getting hit up by more headhunters to try to get you to work for another company than you loan officers are out there hitting up real estate agents trying to get them to work with you. Now, once I'm done with these 4 agents, I'm going to back myself out, and I'm going to go pop up I'm going to go to another property. And when I go to another property, it's going to pull up some of the redundant agents, but let's go ahead and do it and see what we got here. Okay. All right. We didn't have Christopher. We didn't have Deborah. We did have him, and we did have him. So we're going to do these same 2 things over here. This guy's a listing agent. And we're going to continue doing this. And then we're going to go from here to Realtor.com. Then we're going to go to Zillow. Both Zillow and Realtor.com have more agents than you're going to find on Trulia. And then when you're done with Grapevine, Texas, you're going to go to the surrounding cities that you also do business in. My point is this, guys. There are more agents for everybody on here than you could possibly ever want to be successful. Remember, Frank, I'm going to be done here in a second. Remember, we're only working at the getting the agents part. Don't think about anything else, okay? You know, it's eating an elephant one bite at a time. What we're doing right now, guys, is we're thinking about getting agents. You want to work with those, you want to start with those who know and call you preferred, those on the periphery of your business, and those that you don't know and don't know you. Here's what's going to happen, okay? First of all, if everybody says no, I want you to consider what your delivery is, okay? I want you to think about actively listing. For example, if an agent starts telling you anything about themselves, their business, their kids, their whatever, their infatuation, their love with eating ketchup, I don't care what it is, okay? You shut up and you let them talk as long as they want, and then you engage them, and then you say, oh, really? Your kids are in soccer. That's fantastic. I have a niece in soccer, kid in soccer. I played soccer. I watch soccer. Find common ground. Soccer balls are round. I think round things are neat. You know, it doesn't matter. Find common ground, but let them talk. The more they talk, the better the chance you're going to get them to convert. But here's the deal. Time block 1 hour a day, okay? We're going to do this for a minimum of 2 weeks. If you want to be a superstar, do it for a month, okay? You will get 1, 2, or 3 real estate agents to work with you a day. Let's say you get 2 a day. That's 10 a week. That's 40 over the course of a month, okay? Now, I've had loan officers come to me who've actually done, I've had loan officers, most of them, here's what this dude said. He goes, yeah, I got off your webinar, you know, I was just going to go back and start doing the same shit I was doing before, and I thought, you know what the hell, I'll just give it a shot, try it for 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, he got 2 agents to work with him. The first agent who wanted to work with him, he says, yeah, he goes, I got to call more agents to get more agents in this thing. The agent said, oh, you're not going to want to go anywhere. I'm the broker owner of the small shop. I've got 20 agents in here. This is perfect, exactly what we were looking for. Come down here and sign my entire office up. One call, 20 agents. How many pat fists are in that one conversation? How many referrals? How many deals? How many career-long relationships can you establish by doing this? Here's my point. I'm going to let Frank come in here real quick, guys. Here's my point. If you do this, good things will happen. Nothing bad can possibly happen. Nothing. Zero bad can happen for you. If you do this, you will have more agents at the end of the week than you have right now. You will be talking with agents who have no idea who you are right now, okay? You will be working with agents who right now have no clue who you are. Only good things can happen. If you don't do this, then nothing will happen. And nothing is what we do a lot in this business, okay? So what I want you to do, you're new to Listing Booster, shut everything down, don't do anything but this. Go in, pop around the system, look at all the presentations. You know, you can't break it, just get familiar with it. You don't need to know it forwards and backwards, get familiar, spend an hour or two. Then immediately hit up your agents, hit up those on the periphery, and start time blocking. Time block today, do this today. Time block every single day. 1 hour, close doors, focus, start calling these agents, okay? I just gave you a list of millions of agents who are going to make you better. Now I'm going to have Frank come in here. He's going to talk about something real quickly with you, and we will do this again next week. And what I want to hear from you is how many agents you guys have. All right, hang tight.
Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I'm assuming that they can see me here,
yep.
Right? So let's just see. I just want to make sure how handsome I look, which is, I'm just glad I took the time to look at myself. I don't know about you. I'm pretty impressed. So this is a perfect segue. What Brian was talking about, obviously, is going out and getting real estate agents in. And what I want to do is talk to you about what happens after you get them in. Okay? And in my opinion, this is the single coolest thing about Listing Booster. I mean, I know it does a lot of stuff. The Keyboom TV channel is cool. That'll help you get the agents in. You know, generating the websites and generating leads off of those is really easy to do. Tons of leads. You can get a bunch of them. But what I want to bring up here is that where a lot of people tend to miss the mark with Listing Booster, miss the boat completely, is this point. And you probably already got this from our sales team as they brought you on board, but I'm going to re-emphasize it, and that is this. You're going to go out and get a handful of real estate agents to say yes, and they're going to sign up. And then something awesome is going to start happening. And what that is you're going to start to get new listings brought into your system. And when a new listing comes into your system, guys, from one of your agents that you're connected to, you're going to get an email telling you this new listing has come in. And on that email, there's going to be several links to marketing materials that were generated for the listing and for the listing agent and for that seller, right, on their property by their relationship with you in Listing Booster. So you get notified when a new listing comes in. If you just focus on this one thing in Listing Booster, it's going to increase your business without question. Easy. And this is one of the easiest things you could possibly do in Listing Booster. It's the easiest lead to convert, and that is this. The seller. The seller of the listing that comes in. I just want you to think about this for a second. A listing has come into the system through one of the agents that you are connected to in your Listing Booster account. One of your friends, right? These real estate agents are people that you're working with. They're your friends. They're people that know, like, and trust you. I'm talking about the real estate agent, the listing agent. You know this real estate agent. This real estate agent is someone you can speak to, no problem. They're working with you. They're in your Listing Booster. So when they get a new listing in, I want you to think about this. That listing has a home seller in it, right? And that home seller, 9 out of 10 times, is selling his home to do what? Go buy another one. That's what they're doing. Every time you see a new listing come into Listing Booster, understand this very well. There's probably a loan in that listing, and it's going to get done by somebody. And what could be frustrating about this is there's a loan in that seller. He's going to go out and buy another house, and that seller is connected to your real estate agent in Listing Booster, a person you are working with, hand in hand, together to get business. That real estate agent is super close pals, friends, connected to that seller because that seller has listed their house with them. Let's put it this way. Anytime that agent calls that seller answers the phone because he goes, that's my real estate agent. What's up? Right? That's how connected they are. You're connected to the same agent. So I encourage you to have a 5-point conversation every single time you get a new listing in the Listing Booster. And if you do this, and only this in Listing Booster, you get 10, 15 agents, you start getting 3 or 4 listings a week, right? It's probably going to be more, all right? But you start making these phone calls, you're going to get new deals. You're going to get warm deals, great deals. And let's be honest, from probably the most qualified buyer that's out there. If you think about it, the seller of a home is typically the most qualified buyer, right? Most of your sellers have got their act together. Most of your sellers are working with cash because they're going to get some equity out of their home. They're already homeowners. They probably got great credit. They probably got great ratios. You know, they're great buyers. Sellers are awesome buyers. They're the best buyers, okay? Especially in a market where there's low inventory because they're extremely motivated. They got to find a house. They're selling theirs. They got to get into a new house, right? So once you have this conversation, every time you see you get a new listing, every single time, you get notified a listing came in. You'll see who the agent is that got that listing. I want you to pick up the telephone. This is not an email. Pick up the telephone, call that agent, get them on the phone, right? If you get their voicemail, I want you to leave this type of a voicemail. Hey, it's Frank at ABC Mortgage. I saw you got a new listing on 123 Main Street. I was hoping you could give me a call on it. Okay? They're going to call you on it. What's up, right? But either way, whether you talk to them directly by calling them or they call you back, when you get them on the phone, your real estate agent, I want you to have this 5-point conversation. Point number 1 is what you do is you do this. You say, hey, congratulations on that new listing on 123 Main Street. They're going to go, thanks, right? Now, here's the thing you need to understand. When an agent gets a listing, this is a big deal to them. It's a super big deal. All agents live for is to be listing agents. This is the goal of being a real estate agent, right? You want to be the listing agent that gets more listings than anybody else. Agents typically don't like buyers. They love sellers. It's money in the bank. You get a house, you get a listing, you put a sign in the lawn, you throw it on your MLS, it goes up to Zillow, and then what? You wait for the offers to come in. It's money in the bank. They love it. So when you call them and congratulate them, they're already proud of it, right? So you saying congrats, it's good for them. They're going to go, thanks, I appreciate it. Because I'm here to tell you this, guys. I've worked in real estate. My wife's in real estate. My mother's been in real estate for 40 years. I'm going to tell you this right now. It is a billion times harder to make it in real estate than it is in mortgages. Way harder. It's way harder to find the deals. It's way harder to get the deals. It's just a tougher go. It just is. So it's hard to be an agent. So when they get a listing, they're damn proud of it. So when you call them up to have this 5-point conversation, point 1 is going to be just a simple congratulations on getting that listing because they deserve it. Believe me, they deserve it. All right? Point number 2 is, after you say congratulations on the listing, I want you to ask this question. Hey, how'd you get it? Right? That's just going to open up some dialogue. They get to relive the experience. They might tell you it was their marketing efforts. They might tell you it was a referral from a friend. Whatever they tell you, but you're going to get some sort of a story, and they're going to get to relive the experience of getting this listing, and you're just going to get to enter into that experience with them and say, awesome, that's awesome, great job, good stuff. Point number 3 of the 5-point conversation is this, and this is the most important point. You have to have this on every single listing that comes in. If you don't, you're blowing it in this system. Blowing it, okay? Point number 3 is this. You say, hey, what's going on with the seller? Can I help the seller out? I'd love to help them out if I can. What are they doing, right? They're going to have an answer for you. This can go one of 3 ways, right? The first way it could go, which would be the worst case scenario, would be, he's moving to Zimbabwe, man. You know what I mean? Or he's selling out and they're going to rent a motorhome and drive across the country for the rest of their life. There's just something that they're doing where you just cannot possibly help, right? That's one thing that could possibly happen. The next thing that could possibly happen when you ask about the seller is they could say, well, they're already working with somebody. Okay, they've got a lender and they're already, doing their thing. Here's your response to that. Remember this, and if you don't remember it, reach out to us over here, support team or whatever. I know this is on video. It's in your training videos in Listing Booster. This 5-point conversation is there. But if they say they're working with somebody else, all you have to do is say, oh, okay, cool. But, we're really doing well right now here as a company, and I bet I could get them a better deal. Then here's what you say. This is the thing to try to remember. if I could get him a better deal, do you think he'd want to talk to me? That's what you have to ask. If I could get him a better deal, do you think they'd want to talk to me? Now, I just find it difficult to believe that an agent at that point would say, no, I think they'd rather have the crappier deal. I think they'd rather get a worse deal. You know what I mean? I just don't think they'd say that. I think they would at least say, I'll check with them. I'll check in with him and see if he'd be willing to talk to you if you get him a better deal. Okay? So there's a good chance that even if they say they're already working with someone, if you just pry in there, and you got to push this a little, pry in there and go, but what if I get him a better deal? I mean, wouldn't you want to talk to me if I get him a better deal? It's just a loan. It's just a mortgage, right? Then you probably will find your way getting into a conversation with that extremely qualified and highly motivated seller, and hopefully you can compete, get the deal, right? But the third thing that could possibly happen is they could just go, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, I'll have you talk to him. Let me get you in touch with him, right? The point being this. The seller is your first lead in Listing Booster. That's your first lead. That's your your warmest, best qualified first lead that you have to go after. And press it a little bit. Don't just blow it off. Don't just, hey, how about the seller? No, I don't want to talk to you. Okay, bye. No, go, well, why not? I mean, what if I get them a better deal? Don't you think they'd want to talk to me? I mean, I'd probably beat their deal. It's just a mortgage. And that's what you got to do. You got to kind of trivialize your product, because at the end of the day, it is trivial. It's just a mechanism to get them into their house, right? They shouldn't be fully emotionally attached to their mortgage. They're not. They might like the person that's doing it and feel like they've kind of started something, but at the end of the day, if they can get a better deal, they'll probably go with you, right? Hopefully you can do the better deal. So, first three things of that 5-point conversation. Congratulations. How'd you get it? What's going on with the seller? And you've got your scenarios there and what you can do to try and get that deal about that seller. Number 4, no matter what happens with the seller question, if you get the deal or I'm going to follow up with me later, I'll check with him, let's look back into it, right? How that gets resolved when you ask about the seller. The next thing you want to ask about is, okay, great, we're ready to roll here. I got the property website done. I can go ahead and hang a sign rider if you'd like me to do that. I can get it posted up on Craigslist real quick if you'd like me to do that. And we'll go ahead and start posting the dedicated property website to some Facebook groups for you. Does that all sound okay? And you want to ask that question because the truth is you don't want to do any extra work that you don't have to do. They may tell you, dude, don't even bother. I've already got a buyer. The buyer's already working on a contract. This is going to go nowhere. You know what I mean? So you may save yourself some work. But more likely than not, they're going to say, yeah, absolutely, let's go for it. So now you're going to help by getting the sign writer out there, getting the dedicated property website posted up to Facebook groups. If you don't know about that, you'll learn about it soon, right? And getting the property posted into Craigslist, the easy Craigslist posting, so you can start generating leads, okay? So that's item number 4 in the 5-point checklist on that phone call with every listing. And the last thing you want to do, item number 5, is this. After you've had this little conversation, and this conversation is literally going to take 3 or 4 minutes tops, right? Before you hang up the phone, you want to say, great, well, congrats on the listing. Good job. I'll get a hold of the seller. Thanks for giving me his contact information. We'll get the stuff put up on Craigslist, the sign writer out there, and start posting the website to Facebook groups. Have a great day, but before I let you go, just checking in. Is there anybody else that you need my help with to do any pre-quals or pre-approvals right now? Is there anybody else that needs my help? You just ask for that last final referral again. The answer is either yes or no. You hang up the phone and you move on, and you've done a wonderful, wonderful thing for your business. Believe me, we have had people who have not done well with Listing Booster, who have had it for several months and decided, I'm not going to do this. And we look inside their account, and they've got 20-something agents in there, and they've got, like, we've had people quit with in excess of 100 listings, 150 listings, and when asked, what happened to all of these sellers? Did you talk to any of them? They'd say, no, I didn't even try. I didn't even ask. Out of 150 people who are selling their house, who are absolutely, 9 out of 10 of them are going to go and get another mortgage that's going to get done in your lending footprint, right? Didn't ask one. Didn't ask to talk to one, right? I just find that grossly irresponsible and foolish. That's how I feel about it, right? So I hope you don't do that. I hope when you see those listings come in that you respond to them. This is what I'm going to say, and we'll close up. Once you get that past all that conversation, hopefully you get the lead on the seller. Hopefully you can go and work with that seller, right? But now we've got a property, and we've got a marketing tools. We've got a dedicated property website. We've got the text codes. We got sign writers, right? And we can do things with these marketing tools that you're going to learn if you haven't already. But what's going to wind up happening is you're going to start generating leads, and I guarantee you, you will absolutely 100% start to generate leads. Okay? These leads are just like any other lead. In fact, these leads are what I would call your first generation leads, okay? These are not leads that have gone through any type of a filtering process. These are raw, just first generation leads. You got to work more of these leads to get a conversion than you do on leads that have gone through some sort of filter, right? Through some sort of filter. But the cost of those leads is exorbitant compared to what you're paying for a listing booster, right? As these leads start to trickle into you, it's important, hold on. I got to wrap up? Okay. Just real quick, we got to wrap this up. But it's important to understand that as leads come in, you need to make contact with those leads. You need to do it. If they come in through a text, you got to call. If they come in through an email, you got to respond to it, right? If at all possible, make a phone call if you get a phone number. If it's a web form where you've got the email and the phone number, do both, okay? You need to do this for RESPA, all right? And not only for RESPA, but for your own pipeline edification to get some deals. All right? You need to prove that since you're paying and they're paying and leads are coming in, that you're making your effort to follow up on those leads. But here's the wonderful opportunity. Some of these leads, they're not even going to answer the phone. Some of these leads, they'll answer, they'll tell you to buzz off, right? Some leads won't respond to the email, some leads will. Some will, some won't, so what, right? That's just the way it is. But you got to touch base with all of them. And it would be prudent of you to touch base with those leads at least 7 to 10 times before you give up on them. That's the truth. That's sales. That's what it's about. If you do that, you'll definitely convert those leads. But here's what the point I wanted to make. Every lead is a great lead, even if it doesn't pan out. Every one is awesome, and here's why. Think about this. You get a lead in. It's a text lead. You call it. The person answers the phone and tells you, I hate you, don't ever call me again. Okay? Now, you would think that that's not a great lead, right? You would say, well, that's a pretty bad lead. Okay? But here's what you get to do. Now you get to call your agent, right? Your real estate agent. Listing Booster is giving you now a reason to call that agent. Not just hey, I need another deal. You get to call because you're responding to something that happened on their book of business. You get to call that agent, and you get to say to that agent, hey, I just want to let you know, we got that text lead in. I'm sure you saw it. I just want to let you know, I called it. They told me to buzz off, right? But no big deal. Okay? We'll call the next one as they come in. We'll just chase all these leads down. And I hope we get more in, right? And they'll say, okay, no problem, thanks. Understand, realtors deal with bad leads every day. It's not going to break their heart that somebody told you to buzz off, all right? But then what you do is, before you hang up the phone, you say, great, well, while I got you on the phone, is there anybody else I can help you out with? It gives you a reason to call and ask for a referral because you're calling with a piece of their business. With that, we got to get out of here. Brian, you can sign them off. Next Wednesday, we're going to do this again. We're getting in more detail. I hope that helps. Can I close this out? Yeah. And with that, you guys, have an awesome, awesome day. I guess we're going to go do our podcast now. So I hope that made a lot of sense. And
great. Close it up. Let's say bye.
Bye.